Christians have been known for being judgmental since the days of Jesus. And it's something that Jesus just won't stand for. He confronted it when he saw it during his own time on earth, and he continues to confront it through the scriptures he left us and the Spirit he's blessed us with. So let's just take a couple minutes together, and I'm going to help you weed out any judgmental attitudes that may have taken unknowingly root in your heart. Listen to this story that Jesus told that cuts right to the heart. To some who are confident in their own righteousness and look down on everyone else, Jesus told this parable. Two men went up to the temple to pray, one a Pharisee and the other a tax collector. The Pharisee, who's the religious elite, he stood by himself and he prayed, "God, I thank you that I'm not like other people, robbers, evildoers, adulterers, or even like this tax collector. I fast twice a week and I give a tenth of all I get." But this tax collector stood at a distance. He wouldn't even look up to heaven, but he beat his breast and said, "God, have mercy on me, a sinner." Have you ever felt like that? Like your deplorable life won't allow you to even come close to God? Like your only hope is for God to have mercy on you? Now here's where Jesus gets controversial. Listen to what he says. "I tell you that this man, rather than the other, went home justified before God. For all those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and all those who humble themselves will be exalted." Can you imagine it? Jesus is hanging out with all these religious elite people. And most people in that situation would have felt a bit nervous. They would have felt like they weren't spiritual enough to be there. Have you ever felt like that? Like you're not enough? That imposter syndrome? But Jesus didn't kiss up. He told them like it was. He challenged their judgmental self-righteousness. He told them a story that was clearly aimed at them. And it wasn't a flattering story. Like as a pastor, I know I'm at risk. I'm at risk of being put into that category of the self-righteous. I can too easily become confident in my own righteousness, and I can too easily look down my nose at other people. And that's why it's really important to me to be surrounded by humble people. So it wasn't too long ago that we found an empty bottle of vodka in the church bathroom. Now, I'm not the one that found it. Actually, our head of security found it. He brought it into our staff meeting the following week, and he held it up, and he said, "This is why we do church. If someone's hurting, we're glad that they're here." And I needed to hear that. I needed to be reminded of that. We do church so that people can come close to Jesus, whatever they need, however they need to get there. And I started to imagine it this way, just like the story Jesus told. I imagined somebody coming in with a vodka bottle. Who knows why they had a vodka bottle? I don't know. But I picture it that they're in the bathroom and they are metaphorically at a distance from God, standing at a distance. And then my mind flashes to the pastor on stage who gives a great sermon, and then he wraps it up with a very eloquent prayer and steps off stage. And then back to the person in the bathroom who is praying a prayer that is very humble, very meek, feeling like they have to stay at a distance, like they're praying to God, if only you would have mercy on me. Almost as if they feel like, I don't belong in church. But our head of security reminded me that no, everyone belongs in church. Anyone who will seek after God, they belong in church. And it's the humble that approaches God with humility that goes home justified. So how do you stay out of the realm of being self-righteous, not being judgmental? Here, I think this is the number one thing that we've got to do. We've got to realize that whatever action we're tempted to judge, we have the capacity in our hearts to do that same action. We have to realize that in our hearts, we have goodness and we have evil. In our hearts, under the right pressure, we may be pushed to do things that we never thought we were capable of doing. So when we look at someone and we're tempted to judge them for our actions, I think if we'll just take a moment and say, it's possible that I could be there too, that will soften our hearts. It'll help us to bend our knee and be humble before God and to pray the same prayer. God, have mercy on me. Have mercy on us all. We need you. We're not perfect, and that's why you've come for us, and that's why we can come to you. I hope that helps you to move into a place in your life that is a little less judgmental and a lot more humble. Be blessed, my friends.